Hey, you guys, what's up? It is Blind Eye, and I am here to talk about the first 3 episodes of Twisted Metal Season 2. I'm not going to break these down. I'm not going to go episode by episode. I originally thought about doing it, but I just want to yap. I just want to blab and get my thoughts out. So there's probably going to be spoilers up in here. So if you have not seen the first 3 episodes, go ahead, watch those, and come back afterwards where we can just talk about Twisted Metal because it's amazing. Let's do this. So everything's going to be kind of like jumbled around a bit. I'm going to try to keep it in the order as much as I can, but I'm going to talk about the stuff that was just like my favorite parts of the episodes. So, we start off episode 1. We get a flashback with Raven, and we get to see Kelly, which is awesome. And we get like their whole backstory and all this stuff because it's a Twisted Metal Black reference with Raven there and her best friend Kelly who dies. And so I'm assuming her wish is going to be to bring her back. And they show her years later in the present day. I thought she was dead and gone. No, she is in a coma. And she's keeping her alive. And by the way, Raven this time is played by Patty Guggenheim, who is... Guggenheim? I apologize, I got the last name. But she's Madison in the MCU in She-Hulk, and she's amazing. And she is amazing as Raven. And Neve Campbell is not coming back as Raven. They figured out a way around it. Like, she was just like a alpha Raven, just like one of the real Ravens, like lieutenants, I guess. And yeah, so that's pretty cool how they did that. And she actually looks like Raven from the game, which is cool. She has the voodoo dolls, and it's just, oh man, my thoughts are gonna be all jumped around. I apologize, but that's just how I roll, man. Because if I did this, if I went down when I thought about doing this, I thought about doing it scene by scene. And I was just like, I can't, because I'm going to have to be looking at my phone or whatever, looking it up constantly, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass at it. So I'm just going, I'm blabbing, let's go. So, basically, episode 1 is all catching up, reintroducing ourselves to the world and the characters and, seeing what's up. Season 2 takes place 7 months later after season 1. And John Doe, he learned how to ride a bike, and he's making pizza deliveries, which is cool. And they're also forcing him to train, like drive in a simulator, in like a video game simulator. And what's cool is just like the first season, in the first episode, when the Twisted Metal video game case came on, like fell on the windshield and it got wiped away from the windshield wipers. It happened again here, except it's the top. It's like a pile of games. And Twisted Metal 2, the case for Twisted Metal 2 is sitting there. And I'm like, okay, let's go. We get Season 3, we get Twisted Metal 3, Season 4, Twisted Metal 4, Season 5, maybe Small Brawl, maybe Twisted Metal Black. Who knows what they're going to do. Oh, man, I could talk about Twisted Metal for hours. I love Twisted Metal so much. It's my favorite video game franchise of all time. You all know the story by now. Yeah. So a lot of the episode is catching up and introducing the new characters as well. So we get introduced to the new Raven. We get introduced to some other like townspeople around where John's at. He's got a buddy that he's like, yeah, because John's he wants out. He wants to escape. He wants to be out in the world with Quiet. That's where he wants to be. San Francisco, he thought it was going to be one way, and it didn't turn out to be like that. He's basically being held hostage there, especially now since Raven specifically wants him to be her driver in the contest. So, yeah, so she ain't letting him go. But he's going to try every time that he can to escape, and he pulls off quite a few of them, but he always gets caught and brought back. And then he gets his buddy involved. And like this guy, I was like, oh man, is he gonna really go with it? And then they show him, he's like, oh, here's the map where he's gonna go under the sewers. And so I was like, oh, come on, man, you're gonna sell him out? Come on, you two seem like you guys are gonna bond. You guys are gonna be like bros and whatever. And then no, unless he had no choice, because he puts on John's clothes, and then John puts on his like officer uniform or whatever. And that's how he gets out. He takes the ambulance, and that's where he finds Kelly in the coma. And then he just removes her from the back, leaves her where Raven's little hideout, wherever the hell she's at, is. And then he takes off. And then we get introduced to the dolls. John's sister, Krista, which I don't think her last name is Spock's in this, but maybe it is. I can't remember. But we're introduced to her. That's where Quiet's been at for the past 7 months. She's been chilling with the dolls. It's all female group. There is like one or two other guys there, but they're just kind of like chilling. They're just like doing whatever. Basically, they're not slaves, but they're just, they're there for the, I don't know. They're there. So, like the one dude's always like rubbing their feet. I forget his name. I think it's Jerry, not Jonathan. Jared something. I've only watched all the episodes once. I need to watch them again. But this is how I want to do it. I want to watch them and then yap, and then I'll rewatch them later because I might do a full-on review later on down the road after everything's out. Anyway, so you're introduced to the dolls and how they operate and what they're all about. They all wear the mask, which is cool. And they go to this one spot, like this lab, to get more medicine. They need medicine. And then the one lab guy, their scientist, whatever, he's like, no, we made a deal with this other group and they just wanted us to make lubricant. So it's like, okay. Dolls didn't really like that too much, and so she takes like this makeshift like flame, like if I thought it was gonna be pepper spray, but it was like a little flamethrower thing. She like shoots, like she activates it and hits him right in the face with it. His face all melts off and shit, and then she takes a picture of it. So it's like, okay, so they're a little bit twisted. So yeah, now I'm trying my best. I'm trying the best I can to do this without rewatching it and all of this stuff. I'm blabbing. Anyway, the next part that stuck out to me, also in episode 1, we catch up with Sweet Tooth and Stu, the S brothers. And this was cool. Because every time Sweet Tooth shows up, I'm like, all right, let's go. What's he up to? What's he going to do now? And so they're palling around. They're doing their thing. And, Sweet Tooth, he's like, no, I'm the star. I want to be the biggest killer. I want to be the most well-known killer out of everybody. And they find out about this other killer or whatever named Big Baby. And so I'm like, oh, no. No. It was the one guy that calls him Big Baby. And he's like, wait, I'm not Big Baby. Who's this Big Baby? And then he tracks him down. Big Baby. What in the hell was that? Oh my God. So they get there. Sweet Tooth and Stu track him down. And then you got the mom character. She's over there going to the bathroom out in the freaking woods. And then Big Baby comes out of the car. He's got like a Big Baby on board, like sign on the car. And then he gets out from the trunk from the back. Okay. I was like, okay, it's like a bigger guy. It's like a big guy, Big Baby, whatever. No, because the showrunner, Michael Jonathan Smith, was talking about Big Baby. He teased Big Baby and how it was like this crazy thing. I was like, oh, what is that? Yeah, he wasn't kidding. This Big Baby thing comes out. The umbilical cord is still attached to his stomach. And then at the other end, it's like a ball and chain, like a spike ball. And he's literally like swinging it. And he throws it. It's ridiculous. It's so crazy. It's Twisted Metal, baby. It's awesome, and I love it. And then Sweet Tooth cuts the cord, and it's just liquid just spills out. It's like, oh, and then it gets on Sweet Tooth. He's like, oh, what the fuck was that? And then, oh my God, it was ridiculous. And then this is what I liked. And so he's like, all right, I took you out. And then he finds out about another killer. He's like, I think Big Baby was like, no, you think, no, that ain't nothing. No, you think you're the biggest killer? No, that's Trash Man. And it's like, oh, Twisted Metal 4 reference, eh? All right, let's go. So we're going to see Trash Man and Sweet Tooth throw it out, and that's going to be great. That's going to be fun. So, yeah, I love Twisted Metal so much. And then we get our first official look at Anthony Carrigan as Calypso. He shows up, like all this technology and TVs, radios, all of a sudden, all that just activates, right? And he spells it out like, I'm Calypso. I'm hosting a tournament. There, I'm taking everybody who wants to be involved in it. Assassins, milkmen, like whatever, like anyone that wants to be in here can compete. And the main prize is you get whatever wish you want. It could be whatever you want. No limits and all that. You know how it goes. And so now everybody's found out about it. And then there was a joke with Stu and Sweet Tooth. Like Sweet Tooth was like, yeah, you gather, like you put this up, like, cause Stu was like, how come we don't have it? Like, we should make a battle. He literally says, we should get like, like you want to be the biggest killer. We'll get it like a battle royale. He literally says battle royale and have everyone fight Sweet Tooth until he wins. And then like that was going to happen. And then, Calypso comes on, makes the announcement. And then Sweet Tooth's like, man, this Calypso guy gave you a run for your money. He's way ahead of you. He's already got it going on. So it's like, oh yeah. So let me see, where are we at here? We're at like 12 minutes of this video. I think I'm gonna make this a 3-parter. I'm just gonna make this episode 1. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be yapping for episode 2 and episode 3. Thank you all so much for watching me talk about Twisted Metal episode 1. I'm gonna be back for episode 2 and 3, or another part to this. So that's it. I'll see you all for whatever comes next.